The MMA Minute is back. Last time I did a recap was UFC 288. This weekend we have UFC 293, Sean Strickland versus Israel Adesanya for the middleweight title. So we're going to go over everything in between, a couple big fights. Not the best summer of fights, but we did have some bangers. And we're going to go over the press conference this morning. And yeah, so UFC, hopefully they're taking a turn and there's going to be some bigger fights coming up. So we're going to go over UFC 288. The very last episode I did, at the end, I made a cry for Dana White. I pleaded with him. And I'm telling you guys, Dana, he's listening. Dana's one of the biggest supporters of this show. So let me just play you guys what I said. If we just let me run this. So at the end of our last episode, this is what I said to Dana White. Show us a little bit more respect. Come to Boston. Give us sugar. Give us a good main event. You know, please, man. I want to go. So Dana's watching. Dana's listening. And the title of that video was, "Will Aljamain Sterling's rap cost him his UFC title?" Now I was talking about the Henry Cejudo fight. Obviously, that didn't end up happening. I did predict Alja to win a pretty boring decision. So he got that win. And then I didn't know that the rap was going to come and mess him up in the Sugar fight. I didn't realize that it was going to take a little bit for that curse to come into effect. But Sugar sparked Aljo UFC 288 or 292. So that was fucking awesome. All right, so UFC 288 was the last card that we did. After 288, there was Rosenstrike versus Almeida, Dern versus Hale, Kai Kara France versus Albazi. Yeah, so that's 3 fight nights in a row. All right, cards, not the best, but Nunes, Aldana, Vittori Cannonier. Yeah, not too many big fights. Let's look at UFC 289. Let's go back. So looking at the card, this is the card that the Charles Oliveira Beneil Dariush fight got pushed to. Oliveira finished him in the first round. That was pretty impressive. Seems like Oliveira is going to be in line fighting for the title next. That'd be sweet. They're probably going to make him go and fight in Abu Dhabi again, which sucks because last time when they fought for the title, they made him fight in Abu Dhabi. He was the champion. They still made him go to Abu Dhabi and fight the challenger in his hometown. So again, he's going to be fighting an uphill battle if he does get that fight with Islam. So he did beat Beneil. We'll see We'll see where Beneil's going to go after this. But yeah, this card wasn't great, honestly, guys. Besides the Charles and the Amanda Nunes card, or the Charles and Amanda Nunes, Chris Curtis was on there. Yeah. So 298 wasn't crazy. Nothing special. And then we had Vittori Cannonier, another boring fight. Ilya beat Josh Emmett in their fight night fight. That was 5-round, unanimous decision. Ilya seems like he's going to be next in line for the Volkanovski fight, so that'll be entertaining. I still think Volk's probably going to have the edge on him. It seems like he's just levels above everybody else in that division right now. Yeah, going down this card, Neil Magny, Phil Rowe, Randy Brown. Yeah, that was a decent card. So yeah, right when summer started, it was a pretty slow time for the UFC. A lot of fight nights. Strickland versus Magomedov, that was another. It was good, but nothing crazy. Then we get to UFC 290. UFC 290 was a great card. I wish I made a video for that. Let's go right into it. Let's look at this card. So let's look back at UFC 290, starting with the Robbie Lawler versus Nico Price, Robbie Lawler's retirement fight. That was the best way it could have gone. Perfect first-round knockout. I think that might have been one of the fastest finishes of his career. Almost looked like Nico Price kind of gave it to him. Obviously, he didn't, but that was really cool to see him go out like that. They gave him his nice little retirement package. Never seen someone retire in the ring and have them get some whole video package played for him. That's never happened. I thought it was super cool. Robbie's one of my favorite fighters, a legend in the game. And then right into Bo Nickel, Val Woodburn. Yeah, that was. I'm not gonna lie. I threw a couple bucks on Val. I put like $5 on him. What the hell? Why not? Val to win by knockout. The odds were like 2,100. So threw 5 on that. Obviously got sparked in like 30 seconds. So seems like Bo Nickel's the truth. So it seems like Bo's gonna be a pretty big problem in the middleweight division for the foreseeable future. Anything but champion for him is going to be a disappointment for him. So He's probably going to get streamlined to the title shot pretty quickly, especially if Adesanya beats Strickland this weekend, which he probably will. Aren't many other contenders. We got the Costa Shamaev fight, so whoever wins that could probably fight for the title. Obviously, later on in this card, Dricus beat Rob. Crazy, man. I would never have predicted that in a million years. I don't think anybody would have. No one saw that coming. Good for him, though. Impressive. Just a tough dude, you know. Rob's most of his fights don't look like that. You see Dricus gets him in a headlock and takes him down. That's something you don't really see in a Whitaker fight too often. He has great takedown defense. You saw it in the Yoel fight. So the fact that Dricus took him down was really shocking to me. Obviously, Rob's one of my favorite fighters, if not my favorite. So it sucks, but you know it's whatever. He'll bounce back. I'm sure he'll have another good performance. I wouldn't even be surprised if he fought for the title again. But it probably, if he fights for the title and it's against Adesanya, it's going to be tough for him. I don't know. We'll see where he's at in his career. He's definitely going to have to take some time off after that Dricus fight. Doesn't seem Dricus was supposed to be fighting for the title. Probably not going to happen now. We'll get into that later. He had that injury, and then so that kind of stifled everything. But there's a lot to unpack with Dricus and Adesanya, obviously. So we'll get into that eventually. But then you had Brandon Moreno versus Pantoja for the flyweight title. 5-round fight, pretty close fight. Pantoja, I think he was up 2-0 on him already. Had already had 2 wins on him, if not 1. So I had Pantoja beating him. Yeah. So Pantoja beats Moreno, and then a couple days ago he calls out Sean O'Malley, and he's looking for that fight apparently. I don't know. They sparred, they said, before Sean was in the UFC. He came and he helped Pantoja spar for his UFC debut, he said. And apparently there's footage of this sparring session. Sugar said he dropped him in the first round, knocked him out. And then Henry Cejudo was at the session. He was in the gym too. And he says, I'm talking about it like I was there. Fucking Henry Cejudo apparently tells Sean, he's like, stop throwing punches, take it easy on him. A few more rounds later, Sean gets submitted by Pantoja. So there's some beef there. I don't think that fight will ever end up happening. Pantoja, we'll see how good he does in his own division. He'll probably have to fight Moreno or Manil Cap. He just had that huge Manil Cap went off at the press conference this morning. So if he wins this weekend, he could be a potential opponent for Pantoja. Figueiredo's obviously always there. So then you go to the main event. Volkanovski beats Yair pretty handedly. Yeah, dude, Volk's just an animal. Like, one of the top guys in the UFC. Hard to argue that he's probably the pound for pound. If you're not talking John Jones, Volk's right up there with him. Yeah, I know they just changed the pound for pound rankings, and they put John Jones ahead of Volk for really no reason. But I mean, they're 1A and 1B. Not much. There's really not much you can do, or not much you can say about Volkanovski that hasn't already been said. The guy's an animal. Beat Holloway 3 times. Just beat the piss out of the Korean Zombie. It was nasty, dude. And then, so yeah, Volk's probably gonna fight Ilya. Like I said, gonna give that one to Volk. And then, yeah, we'll see what he does. I'd like to see him fight Islam again. That'd be nice, but we'll see. Yeah, Holm versus Mario Buena Silva. Like, what the fuck, man? Who's listening? Who's watching that? All right. Tom Aspinall beat Marcin Tybura. That was cool. Molly McCann. Thank God she lost, dude. Can the UFC just cut that chick already? Oh my God. One of the most annoying fighters in the sport. Fuck, dude. All right. So that was. We'll keep going. Then we had 291 huge card Poirier Gaethje 2. I got the main event wrong here. I thought Poirier would beat him. I thought his hands, or I thought his stand up was going to be enough to beat Gaethje. So I didn't think Gaethje was going to be able to stand with Poirier. I know he doesn't wrestle a lot, but I just felt like if it's a stand up fight, Poirier is probably one of the toughest guys in the division to keep it on the feet with. But I was wrong, you know. Gaethje with the head kick KO set him up pretty perfectly for that, you know, first round, throwing low kicks. And then I don't think Gaethje's ever thrown a high kick. And Poirier's probably never been hit with one, that's for sure. So Poirier gets knocked out. Cool to see. Not going to lie. Don't love Poirier. He's a good fighter. But I don't like his personality. Gaethje, pretty cool to see him win. I thought if Gaethje won, or if Gaethje lost, he'd retire. I still think he's like 1 or 2 fights away. Poirier is the same. He's a few away from retiring, or he should just move up, fight at 170. I remember he said he was going to do that, but never ended up doing it. Um, so Alex Pereira versus Jan Blachowicz, that was a good fight. Pretty close, honestly. It could have gone either way. Obviously, Pereira gets knocked out by Izzy in their fourth fight. And all I'm saying is, so if Pereira and Izzy fought 4 times, Pereira went up 3-0 on him, and then Izzy knocks him out, and now Pereira's never getting his rematch. That's basically the same thing as Volkanovski versus Holloway. Volk is up 3-0 on Holloway right now. He didn't finish him ever, but he beat him pretty handedly twice. So Volk and Max, their first fight was super close. Obviously, goes to Volk. There were a lot of people who thought Max could have had it. Their second fight, Volk pretty much gets the victory. Um, there wasn't much complaining from fans there. But then the third fight, Volk just absolutely schools him. And then but then Holloway, what has he been doing since? He's just been beating every other prospect. So they're gonna eventually meet again, I would assume. And if that happens and Holloway beats him, that is, to me, that's the same as what Adesanya just did to Pereira. Like Pereira was up 3-0, gets knocked out, and now it's done 3-1. Izzy wins. So it's like if Max was to fight, um, if Max was to fight Volk again and he knocked him out, would you think fans would just be like, "Oh, fuck it, Max wins, Max is champ"? I would hope not, dude. I really would hope not, because Volk deserves. I mean, it's not like the fight is gonna happen. It's just me kind of going on a rant about me not liking Izzy too much. But like, man, Pereira really got screwed, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But so whatever. Get a little bit sidetracked there. My bad. So Pereira gets knocked out by Izzy in their fourth fight, moves up, and in what is, I think, a really smart, really like funny move by Pereira, goes up and fights the guy who Izzy lost to at light heavyweight. So, and he beats him. Close fight, definitely a close fight. He's really going to need to work on his wrestling. Um, it's not like light heavyweight's a really wrestle heavy division, but if you're going to be champion of a division, you're going to have to get good at grappling. Obviously, he trains with Glover down in Connecticut, so that's good, but he didn't look great on the ground. Yeah, he was just at middleweight a couple months ago, and him versus Bo Nickel, I could see that being a problem for him, but you never know. So yeah, Pereira gets the win, and he's probably going to fight for the title next. Jamal Hill relinquished his title. That's another thing that happened over the break. So Jamal relinquished his belt, no champ now. So it's going to be a weird situation for light heavyweight, because there's not going to be a set champion when anybody comes back. I mean, there's 3 guys who are going to have like serious like claim to the title, I guess, in a way. You have, let me think. You have Jamal Hill. You have Yuri Prohaska. What else happened? Jan Blachowicz and Magomed Ankalaev fought to a super close fight, and it was like a draw or something, and that was supposed to be for the belt. Pereira moves up, beats the guy who Izzy couldn't beat, wins the title at light heavyweight, something Izzy tried to do. That would be an ultimate troll move by him. Everybody knows he hates Izzy, but I think that what he should, and I think I said this before, if when he beat Izzy in their first fight, I think he should just lay the belt down and retired on the spot. Because like, what more are you gonna do? I mean, I guess you could go up and do what Izzy couldn't do. That would be even funnier. Um, but yeah, so Pereira beats Blachowicz. We'll move on. Derek Lewis starts out flying knee to Marcus de Lima. That was fucking hilarious, man. So I was watching that with my buddies, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I just got a feeling that Derek Lewis is gonna win, man. He's been on a cold streak and fucking runs across in Jorge Masvidal's one. That was so funny. Good for Lewis to get back in the win column. It's been a long time since he has finished a fight, it seemed. He was on a skid for quite a while. So yeah, Derek Lewis gets the win, takes his pants off. That was hilarious. Okay, so now we got Tony Ferguson, Bobby Green. Brutal fight, man. Absolutely brutal if you're a Tony fan. So Bobby Green gets the win, submission victory, whatever. Moving on. Kevin Holland darsed Michael Chiesa. Holy shit, that was insane. I was not expecting Kevin Holland to get the submission victory. It's definitely time for Chiesa to hang him up, bro. Go to the booth, become an analyst or some shit. Stop fighting, man. If you're getting submitted by Kevin Holland, you're definitely not gonna be fighting for a belt anytime soon. But yeah, so good win for Kevin Holland though. Really cool to see him get a submission victory. That guy wins in the craziest ways. All right, we'll move on. Sanhagen beat Font. That was a good fight. Sanhagen versus Sugar would be a really cool fight to see. I don't know. I don't know who I would pick in that. I'm really not sure. Probably go Sugar, just because. So UFC 292, Dana listened and brought Sugar to the Garden. Unfortunately, the card just had a bunch of shit happen to it. Cejudo, Cheeto was supposed to be on the card. There was supposed to be so many legends on here. So yeah, the Ultimate Fighter happened. Brad Katana wins. So first two-time the Ultimate Fighter champion. Cool. Probably will be cut from the UFC in like 3 fights anyways. So it doesn't really matter. So Brad Katana wins, and then Weidman at UFC 292. Chris Weidman just snaps his leg and continues to fight. That was disgusting. Like, that makes me scared that that's gonna happen to Connor when he comes back and fights Chandler. That his shit's just gonna break immediately, and he's never ever gonna have a normal fight again. So that sucked. But how does Brad? If I'm Brad Tavares, I'm kicking that dude's leg until it snaps. But it's whatever. Move up. Cheeto versus Munoz. That was a pretty good fight. Kind of boring, but 2 technical guys. Good stand up. Cheeto versus Suga is probably what's going to be in line for the belt next. It's just crazy to think that Suga is the champ. The shit that guy does, like his YouTube and his the stuff he posts on Instagram is so funny. But yeah, so Cheeto versus Suga will be a nice rematch. I think Suga's up on him 1-0 right now, so Cheeto's going to look to get that win back. And then move up, we'll go Ian Gary beat Neil Magny. That was cool. Seeing Gary, like, he went to the pubs in Boston and was hitting pads. I heard the cops were pissed about that, and they were, like, almost arrested the dude for, like, taking his shirt off and being basically in his underwear in the bar. But it was wicked cool to see. Didn't get the finish. Neil Magny, like, his leg right off the bat, junked. So, Gary, the fact that he didn't get the finish was not the best to see, but yeah, Gary gets the win. Figured he would. He's going to be a problem, or he's going to be a star for sure, you know. He was training with Conor McGregor the other day. So he's a big name. He's a loudmouth. He's a pretty good fighter too. So we'll see what he does in this next coming year. I think that was his first fight that I've covered doing this, but yeah, Weili beats Amanda. 5-round domination. You know, I figured that would happen. Weili's just a pretty solid fighter. Not much to say about Weili. You know, she is a killer. So main event, 292, we had Sugar Sean absolutely sparked Aljamain Sterling. That was awesome to see. Just crazy. I mean, I wasn't expecting it at all. I really thought this would be Sugar's first loss in the UFC. It wasn't. That was crazy. Probably one of his easier fights, honestly. Alja just did not follow his game plan at all, you know? Like, if you're an Aljamain Sterling fan, that must have been wicked frustrating. Like, he comes out after the fight. He was good in the octagon. He gave Suga his props, got caught. But since then, he's been saying a lot of, like, crazy stuff. I saw him on that interview with Bradley Martin. He's like, yeah, if I don't run at Sugar Sean, that doesn't happen. Or that fight is super boring and that's not an entertaining fight. So I don't know what he's even trying to say. It's like, you got knocked out, buddy. If I didn't make the mistake that I made, I wouldn't have gotten knocked out the way I did. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Your head was getting bounced. But that was a crazy shot by Suge. Obviously, you guys have probably seen the comparisons with the Conor McGregor. That was just insane to see. I really did not think that Sugar was going to catch him like that. I really didn't, but I'm happy that he did. So, yeah, Korean Zombie retired. I mean, that fight was like walking a lamb to slaughter. It was absolutely brutal. I'm watching the fight, just seeing like Zombie throw hands, and it's like, Jesus Christ. I was watching, just waiting for this dude. I'm like, how bad is Zombie going to get slept? I love the guy. Everybody does, but that was, they did him so dirty. Why the fuck would they make him fight Max in his retirement fight in front of his home crowd? Like, dude, that was brutal. Anthony Smith robs Ryan Spann. Giga beats Alex Caceres. And then my girl Erin Blanchfield beats Talia Santos. Hopefully she gets a title shot next. That'd be sweet. But yeah, quick recap of that. And then Gain beats Spivak last week. Rose lost a close fight. I don't know. We'll see. Menin Fiorot's probably going to fight for the belt now too. not going to win, but she'll probably fight for it. All right. So that brings us to this weekend, UFC 293. No fucking way. Oh my God, dude. Blood Diamond is on this card. And they changed his name. He's not Blood Diamond. He's Mike Diamond now. That is mad funny. Maybe he went by Blood or Mike Diamond last time, but I'm almost positive this dude, his first name was Blood, last name was Diamond. And he was like Izzy's boy. And everybody was like kind of hyping him up. He's old as hell. Guy looks like he just rolled out of bed. And he just got absolutely sparked. It was so funny to see. I think he fought Jeremiah Wells. I think. Let me check. Yeah, it was. I was right. Yeah, he did fight Jeremiah Wells. Okay. Yeah. Jeremiah Wells submitted him. So he's 0-2 in the UFC, and they're giving him another fight on an Izzy card, dude. Like, quit doing this guy favors. Charles Radke. Who's this? Who's this, huh? 7-3. All right. I'm taking Charles Radke. Do not bet on Blood Diamond. That guy sucks. I'm just kidding. But seriously, don't bet on him. He's awful. Okay, let's go up the card. Jamie Malarkey's fighting. Jack Jenkins. Carlos Ulberg. The press conference was at 4 a.m. this morning. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it live. I watched it after I woke up. Crazy. Absolutely crazy shit. I mean, Sean Strickland is probably the most entertaining guy to watch in the UFC right now. I'd even put him over Conor McGregor because he's just the shit he says you would never know. No professional athlete. Nobody should say that if they have a microphone in front of their face. The stuff that guy says is insane. So if he becomes champ, the UFC's in a lot of trouble. But I don't think he's gonna. But anyways, the press conference was nuts, dude. Manil Cap, holy shit. If you didn't know who Manil Cap was, you do now. I knew him last year. I remember look at his Twitter. Go like back to his tweets from last year, like March. He was saying some crazy shit to Figueiredo. Oh my God, it was so funny, dude. He's a character though. He's like getting in Izzy's face trying to fight Izzy. Izzy's like, "You're a midget." And it's like, dude, all right, well, he was gonna fight Kai Kara France, who's your boy, who pulled out, and he's fucking taller than him. So Kai Kara France was in the crowd for that. He's probably like, all right, well, whatever, Izzy. Thinks it's like, you are short, but whatever. So yeah, Manil Cap just goes absolutely ballistic on Kai Kara France, who's in the crowd of the press conference, stands up, throws a water bottle in. Izzy gets all pissed. And it was just a shit show, dude. He was pissed, and then he calls out Izzy for having like a cartoon addiction. Just insane, hilarious stuff. And then obviously Sean Strickland just is relentlessly attacking Izzy. I cannot remember a time that a champion had been this when Anderson Silva fought Chael Sonnen, that was pretty bad. Obviously, when Conor fought Aljo, that was ruthless. But those are like legendary examples. I can't think of a time in recent history where a champion has been like that brutally like thrashed at a press conference. That was bad, man. Like it was a real tough look for him and the UFC. Like they are not gonna be clipping anything Sean Strickland said. And Izzy didn't really have that many good comebacks for him either. Obviously, there's that whole dog stuff that's going on, and it's like that is just brutal. I don't know how anybody could be an Izzy fan after watching a press conference like that. Like the guy's, oh my God, he's obviously a nasty fighter, and he's gonna mop Strickland tomorrow, I guess. But Strickland got his win in the press conference, at least, that was pretty funny to see. I don't even think he thinks he's going to win, honestly. Like, you see him talk, he's like, it's an uphill battle, Here's the thing, you guys, it's an uphill battle. and it's like, bro, I think he knows he's probably going to lose. Interesting, though, Alex Pereira said that he thinks that Strickland has the best chance at beating Izzy. But it's like, his stand-up isn't enough to knock it. What's he going to do? If he beats Izzy on a 5-round decision, that would be nuts. But some guy at the press conference made a point. At UFC 193, Holly Holm head-kicked Ronda Rousey. So if UFC 293, Sean can beat Izzy, that would be nuts. But I really don't think it's going to happen. Izzy already had his loss in the division. Probably won't lose another fight in the division until he retires. I could definitely see that happening. Yeah, but we'll move up the card. This dude, Anton Turkal, whatever his name is fighting Tyson Pedro. He's a weirdo. He kind of looks like a serial killer. He's got like that sicko, like American Psycho look to him. Um, but yeah, I'll take him. It's a 110 odds. Pick him. I'd probably take him. He had that funny line at the press conference where the dude asks him, his nickname's the Pleasure Man, and the guy's like asking him about why that's his nickname, and he goes, "Ask your wife. Ask your wife." Jesus Christ, man. Tyson Pedro, Junior Tafa. God damn, these guys look like they're like brothers or some shit. They look they look like they could be cousins. Austin Lane, former NFL players fighting Justin Tafa. Probably not gonna go well for Austin Lane. Um, I'd probably say Justin Tafa is gonna get that victory. Manil Cap is fighting Felipe Dos Santos. Guy's making his UFC debut, 22 years old. The way Manil Cap was acting at the press conference, like that guy's gonna be fighting for the title if he sparks him. He's gonna attract fans. He's gonna bring attention. So he'll be fighting for the title if he wins. But the thing is, I feel like he could be overlooking this guy. He's 7-0 making his UFC debut. So I can see why Cap thinks he's got a pretty easy fight. But I don't know. I don't want him looking past this guy because I would like to see Cap make a run for the title just so I could see more press conferences. The guy's funny as hell. So yeah, we'll go Manil Cap. Just there's no odds on that fight. That's weird. Tai Tuivasa versus Volkov. Volkov's a tall motherfucker, dude. Tuivasa just lost his last fight too, but that's gonna be a good fight. It'll be entertaining to watch that right before the main event. Probably be a quick one. First, second round, I would assume. Probably go tie by knockout. He's the underdog actually. It's pretty surprising. So yeah, I'd take tie KO knockout. And then we got Israel Adesanya versus Sean Strickland. Not much to go over. We know Sean's probably not going to win. We'll go Izzy by KO. I don't know when it's going to happen. It could happen in the first round. That was when Pereira did it. If he does it faster than Pereira, that would suck. You know he's going to knock out Strickland and just do some weird shit after that's going to make me hate him even more. So it's like at least I had the press conference where he got exposed a little bit. It was weird to see Izzy just like not respond at all to that dog stuff. It's like you got to say something, bro. You can't just let him sit there and, no pun intended, dog you out like that. So yeah, that's UFC 293. Let me think of a parlay we can put together. It's gonna be weird because there's not a female fight on this card, dude. Let's go, man. Good call. All right, so let's make this parlay. We'll take Charles Radke. We'll take. It might be a small one, honestly. Yeah, let's do Radke, Cap, and Adesanya, and that'll be our parlay for this weekend's fights. Pretty confident in all those. Like I said, it's a weird card. There's a lot of just like homers from New Zealand, so in Australia, it's more of a card for them. But yeah, Strickland Adesanya won't be too crazy of a fight. It would be awesome to see Strickland give him a war like Gastelum did. I just definitely don't see it happening. Yeah, what do we have after this? Grasso versus Shevchenko fight night. That's cool. Yeah, we'll see. UFC 5 got leaked. I'm pretty sure the trailer is coming out today or in a few days. If you guys saw the cover for that game, it looks brutal. I mean, I'm gonna buy it, but it's gonna be tough to spend money if the game looks like as brutal as the cover does. But that's a little bit off topic. Whatever. Yeah. So that was a quick little recap. Boys, we're back. MMA Minute is so back. Football starts tonight. Yeah, we're gonna get a football game tonight, and then we got the Chiefs on Saturday. We got the Chiefs tonight, Chiefs Lions tonight, and then we have the fights on Saturday. So yeah, looking forward to it, boys. We are so back. MMA Minute. This is episode 7. We're gonna do same schedule as last year. Episodes on Fridays, and so it's gonna be a fun year. Hopefully the UFC is gonna pick up some steam. If we can get Connor versus Chandler to fight in like December, that'd be awesome. Then him and Suga on the same card, that'd be sweet. John Jones, Adesanya. It's gonna be a big year. We're gonna make a lot of money. So see you next episode.